Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lefty back again with more vlogs. Vlog. I like to say vlog. Deal with it. I want to start off by saying thank you to everybody that showed a lot of support on my Logitech C920 review video. I guess the future of my channel is tech reviews from now on. I'm just going to do that. By the way, complete programming formatting change. We're now tech reviews, damn it. But no, we're not. We're not. I'll do that from time to time. But hey, we are in 1080p. So go ahead and crank that bitch up. You get to see all my pores and skin imperfections. Apologize also really quick. A lot of people noted in the last video that the audio wasn't quite synced, and you're right, it wasn't, and I don't know why it wasn't. So now I'm recording audio, my microphone audio, with a different program, and recording the webcam with OBS in 1080p, and then I'm going to try to sync it up in post. Maybe it's because OBS is trying to pull 60 frames per second. I don't know. But if it's slightly out of sync, I apologize. I will continue to work on it and try to make it spiffy for everybody so that it all looks nice. But man, YouTube, I want to talk to you guys today about YouTube. And I like to, from time to time, I don't shy about talking a lot about the YouTube industry. There are some things that are, that's just like, in exact dollar amounts of how much I make, I don't really see, or how much anybody makes, I don't really see that as anybody's business but the person who's making that money. But just general industry stuff, I think it's cool to kind of break that fourth wall for you guys and kind of bring you in like, oh, okay, this is how parts of the business work, and this is why Lefty is doing this, or why my favorite other YouTuber is doing that, and all these things. But YouTube just keeps stepping on the old crank with the golf shoes on, because today I know my friend Gom, who's a Let's Play channel, runs a pretty successful Let's Play channel, was tweeting about it, and I know a few other people that made it all the way to Total Biscuit was talking about it, although he was not affected. YouTube was making a whole lot of third-party copyright claims, or allowing a whole lot of third-party copyright claims against gaming channels today. And I'll get into why. I'll touch on, I think, why I think it happens. Again, I'm not a YouTube expert. On the inner workings of YouTube, the inner mechanisms, but suffice it to say that there were third-party ID claims. Now, what these are is, like, let's say, think of it like think of it like I guess train tracks or some kind of piping, okay? There's ads flowing one way, there's ads flowing to you, flowing this way, and then there's the advertising revenue flowing this way, okay? So ads flow this way, advertising revenue goes this way. Now, originally, you're on this end. You will always be on this end watching the advertisements. Am I in frame with that? Yeah, so I'll try to, there it is, perpendicular. You will always be, unless, you're a scumbag who runs ad block, you'll always be watching advertisements here. And the YouTube, the ad revenue will be going here. Most of it goes to your favorite YouTuber on this side. Some of it with mobile views goes directly to YouTube, and YouTube just says to the content creator, but we're not going to talk about that for right now. So anyway, flowing both ways. Ads one way and content, and then the ad revenue to your favorite YouTuber. Now, what happens when YouTube allows for third-party copyright claims, there's a few different options that the copyright holder has, the copyright holder, because YouTube assumes, oh, you've got the copyright for this, so we will give you sway over this video. They can take the video down and give the offending channel a copyright strike. Montage, this happens a lot to Call of Duty montage channels, right? Everybody's familiar with that. What they can also do is divert that ad revenue. Like, let's say there's a switch now, or like an elbow in the if we're going with the plumbing metaphor, the ad revenue now doesn't go to the YouTuber, it goes to the person that has made the copyright claim. And in most cases, that makes sense, right? Like, if you don't have permission to be monetizing this content, and there is a legitimate, now I will split hairs a little bit here, because I don't think I still want to make the case that what gaming channels do is not an overt infringement on the copyright of game developers and publishers. I don't think it is in the spirit of copyright law. Technically in copyright law, yes, but in the spirit of copyright law, I don't believe so. But other than that, like, let's say you just, you lip synced an Aerosmith song, right? And then Aerosmith says, no, 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 that's ours. And you monetize your lip sync and it went viral. They say, no, we want the ad revenue from that because that's our song. You didn't even try to recreate it. You took our track from our CD, lip synced it, and now you're monetizing it. That's a little bit more of a legitimate claim, I would say. And so now Aerosmith would be getting the ad revenue from that video, not the channel that uploaded it. But that's been happening a lot to gaming channels today, and that usually doesn't happen a lot, the diverting of ad revenue. And it happened a lot, from what I can tell in my cursory research. It happened to a lot of Let's Play channels that had soundtracks that were either licensed, or the soundtracks to those games were then repackaged and resold by the publisher. I know Gom had a whole string of his, or not Assassin's Creed, Hitman Let's Play flagged, and the ad revenue diverted from that. And I'm pretty sure Hitman had their soundtrack, I believe it was Ubisoft was behind that game. I think they repackaged the soundtrack and released it for people to buy because it had a really nice punchy score. It's actually very good. So now this happened. Heretofore, that was never an issue. That was really never an issue. Some music corporations were a little bit finicky about like, let's say Dance Dance Revolution and those kinds of games, where like actual artist song appearing and like that's the point of the video is to play the song. But usually things like Grand Theft Auto, they leave alone. A lot of people were worried about Grand Theft Auto 5 and the licensed radio music. They tended to leave that alone. I haven't heard of a lot of people getting stuff claimed. And other games like that with licensed music, and then the monetize on top of it on YouTube. And there was always there was the multi-channel network barrier. Your network, a lot of your favorite YouTubers, the gaming guys that do Let's Plays, all that stuff, they have a network that acts as an intermediary between YouTube and the people making copyright claims and the channel. And the multi-channel network usually steps in and says, no, don't worry. We've secured the proper licensing from Ubisoft, from EA, from Activision. There's no bad blood here. There's no reason to be making copyright claims. And YouTube and the copyright people usually go away. But YouTube in the last couple months has been really, really, really passive aggressive against YouTubers, specifically gaming channels. And I'll get into. I know a lot of people want to know what's coming in January. There's been a lot of talk about that, and I think it deserves its own separate video. But when YouTube goes into the archives, let's say, or the vaults of other gaming YouTubers, and just starts allowing the content ID system to literally pull the heart of that channel, which is the ad revenue, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm talking about ad revenue being the heart, the lifeblood of a channel. Pulling the heart and the lifeblood of that channel out and dispersing it to other people. And that's not okay. It's just not okay that happens. Whether it's a glitch, whether it's actually YouTube drawing a line in the sand and saying, nuh-uh, now you're going to be, we don't want to deal with these people chirping at us about copyrights. I have a feeling it's a glitch because, regardless of whether it's a glitch, I'll touch on why I think it's a glitch. You just can't have that. You cannot. YouTube cannot just passive aggressively allow their partners, actually their contractors and subcontractors, to be hassled like this. This sort of hassle is the express purpose of multi-channel networks and YouTube contracting with a gaming channel and saying, okay, yes, that's okay. This sort of harassment is unacceptable. And thankfully, I haven't been flagged by it. I haven't done a lot of Let's Plays, so that's probably why. But there are a lot of channels reporting that there are a whole bunch of. There was even some TV station in Mexico apparently used portions of some mega YouTuber's video, and then they claimed that, and that revenue is now going to them. Now that boggles the mind, and which is why I think circling back, I think it's more of a glitch. But still, this shouldn't be happening. People have contracts and multi-channel networks exist, and people contract with multi-channel networks expressly to stop things like this, and for YouTube and these networks to continue to allow it to happen, for even the YouTuber, the contractor, to even have to deal with this on any level, I think is just not cool, and it's another step in a long line of actions taken by YouTube. That's just it's caustic, I think is the perfect word. It's caustic. It's just YouTube saying, yeah, you don't like it, deal with it. Because YouTube knows they're making a lot of money from everybody else. So people go to YouTube. YouTube will always be able to place ads on videos. But the gaming scene, specifically Let's Plays and what we do, and now when I talk about in another video, when I talk about the coming changes to monetization, it's just YouTube just saying, yeah, deal with it. If you don't like it, piss off. Our contract, whatever, doesn't matter. Your contract with the multi-channel network doesn't matter. And people can say all they want about going to Vimeo or going to Dailymotion. No, probably not. It's sad because we may be looking at a huge change. Not the end of gaming on YouTube, certainly not that, but a huge change in the landscape of gaming videos on YouTube. And I think personally, I think it's for the worse. Because, you can say all you want about how it was better when people did it for a hobby, blah, blah, blah. But when you start when you start eviscerating channels using copyright claims, just an automated boom, 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 boom system, it's just, you can't do that. It shouldn't be allowed to happen. Contracts exist for this express purpose. Networks exist for this express purpose. And for people to have to deal with it and have their, in many cases, their livelihoods in jeopardy is just, it's not cool. That's the best way I can say it. It's just not cool that YouTube is being so caustic towards their partners and have been for the last couple of months. So is this the death of gaming on YouTube? Like I said, probably not. But, this isn't good. It's really not good. So when you wonder why, your favorite Let's Player is streaming a lot more on Twitch TV or is going to Ustream, or when you start seeing a lot of direct in-video advertisements and sponsorships as opposed to pre-roll advertisements, that's why YouTube is making it very, very hard now to be in the gaming scene and to do what we've been doing for the last couple of years. And it looks like they're trying to draw a line in the sand, and I don't know where it's going, but it doesn't look good. Anyway, guys, that's my time. I got to get out of here. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. We'll be talking more in a bit, hopefully, about the coming changes to YouTube's monetization, because that does directly affect me and my future on YouTube. And I'd like to talk with you guys about it and just and shed a little light on that subject. But anyway, that's my time. I got to get out of here. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. If you did like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. It does help me out. Hit the subscribe button. I hope to reach 100K, maybe not before the end of the year, but certainly before YouTube just says you can't upload gaming content without, express written consent to adopt your firstborn child or something. Before that happens, I'd like to hit 100K, so hit the subscribe button. Plenty coming along the way. I hope you will find it entertaining. But thank you guys for joining. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out.